on fire. Gentlemen of the press, the Middle Belt Conscience Guard, like other concerned Nigerians and organizations, have been keenly following the National Water Resources Bill that is currently before the National Assembly. We observe that the debate is turning face just with notice that some of the interventions being made are from people and groups that has not taken time to read, study, or understand the essence of this piece of legislation. The situation has led to people being misled by the reactionary elements whose interventions are not necessarily in pursuit of improving the bill, neither are they speaking in the interest of the country. Some of the contributions we have seen are merely intended to reactivate old hostilities and revive vendetta that had laid waste to entire communities. It is most unfortunate that the conspired theorists that are postulating that the National Water Resources Bill is about handing Nigerians over to the Fulani are being led by highly placed public office holders like the governor of Benue State, Mr. Samuel Ortom. In Ortom's view, this guy's land-grabbing legislation designed to grant pastoralists unhindered access to river basin, adjacent marine and coastal environment across the country. He also said it is a violation of the Land Use Act. Ordinarily, these observations have their own validity. The contents and temperament with which they were delivered, however, carry with the sense of belligerence that will untimely pitch ethnic nationalists against each other, if not immediately discontinued. We make this ascension with all sense of responsibilities and seriousness from our experience of how Benue State anti-open grazing legislation and livestock guard were implemented. In situations where an individual, group, or even a constituent tie of government like a state government has reservation about the proposed legislation or amendment to it, there are constitutionally guaranteed approach to addressing the problem without resorting to inflammatory or inciting tendencies. One is that Governor Tom has the first option of resorting to engagement in and with the National Assembly. As a citizen, he is welcome to submit and present a memorandum to the National Assembly to canvass his case for or against the legislation in question. He can even go to the extent of publishing whatever he submits to the National Assembly so that the world can take note of his position on the matter. In the most extreme case, the judiciary is there as the last hope of all citizens, and Governor Tom is welcome to approach the law court to stop the National Water Resources Bill if the amendment passed through and not resort to wiping up sentiment and inciting people to violence. We are doubtful that Governor Samuel Ortom will avail himself of these legitimate channels of dissension because he is resolved on setting everyone up against peace in the Middle Belt. Groups that he is sponsoring are coming out to echo his prelude to violence, which makes it necessary to us to tell him to stop sponsoring Mushrooms Group to attack the federal government as led by President Muhammadu Buhari. The president is not contesting any election with Ortom. All President Buhari wants is to create an enabling environment for peace, unity, development, and progress, equity for all citizens. Consequently, we challenge Governor Ortom to prove that his belligerent stance is not because he sees himself as being a competition with pastoralist Fulani in cattle rearing. He is a typical thief Fulani because his grandfather was Fulani. He has a large herd of cattle on his farm and wants to monopolize the cattle business when he leaves Government House, Makurdi, in the year 2023. The Middle Belt. The Middle Belt Conscience Guard is compelled to put Ortom on a notice that the people of the Middle Belt shall hold him responsible for any further generation of the security situation in the area on account of his incitement of the people to violence. We will not be lenient this time around as we all bring the full strength of the law against him upon the expiration of his immunity. Thank you all. God bless you.